Hello, and welcome to another episode of Boundless Body Radio. I'm your host, Casey Ruff, and today we have another amazing guest to reintroduce you now. Kristina Cook is a returning guest on our show. Be sure to check out her first appearance on episode 837 of Boundless Body Radio. Kristina Cook is a wife and mom of two from Nova Scotia, Canada, whose amazing 11-year-old daughter struggled with ADHD, OCD, and treatment resistant bipolar disorder for 6 years until she started looking outside the conventional medical and mental health system for answers. This quest led her to Maha Moms, RFK Jr., Dr. Casey Means, Dr. Chris Palmer, and ultimately conversations about health, food, and politics, topics she never expected to find herself concerned about until now. In understanding the reasons why we are all so sick, she was able to put her daughter's bipolar disorder into remission and have her off of all medications within 6 weeks. Think about that. That's crazy. Which turned her entire family's health and lives around in the process. Kristina lives in Nova Scotia with her husband, Ryan, her kids, Noah and Genevieve, and their two dogs, where they're living an entirely new life. She is raising awareness in her online community for safe, clean, whole foods and metabolic therapies, and helping others learn how to ditch a standard Canadian diet and adopt a whole food ketogenic diet. You can find them on social media on the platforms they created called Better Human Project, which was come up by with which name was come up with by Genevieve, who is our very special guest joining us today, surprising us. Welcome both ladies to Boundless Body Radio.
Thanks for having us, Casey. I'm excited to be back. And this one's excited to make her debut.
Yay!
Yeah,
Hello,
I'm
Genevieve.
just gonna be on for a little bit.
That
Just a
is
little bit.
totally fine with us. I'm sure there's a lot more fun things that you can be
I
doing
can't
than
stay still.
chatting with me. That's okay. That's okay. It
She's
is a
got she's
Friday.
got more fun things to do than this.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay. We really appreciate you joining us. And I guess I'll ask you a few questions first, since you'll be here just for a little while. But can you tell us a little bit about your story?
When I was 5, on like the second day of school, I ran off. I I absolutely ran away from the school, and the teachers had to find me. They found me on the biggest hill. That's where the new school is now, where I'm at now. And so my mom took me to the doctors, and what did he say now?
That was kind of the beginning of where these behaviors really went extra erratic on us, was when she started school and she started taking this fight or flight response to all of the different transitions. We were trying everything we possibly could to help her navigate those challenges, and nothing was working. And she just kept getting more frustrated, more aggressive, and she was starting to really detach from all of the things around her. So we were like, okay, I'm trying my best here. Like, something's got to give. So we started to raise some concerns with our doctor, and we started down that road of, okay, what's going on with her? And it wasn't long before we had started medications and different therapies, and she continued to progress deeper into all different sorts of diagnoses and all different sorts of symptoms. And ultimately, she landed with diagnosis of ADHD and OCD and anxiety and depression. And she was having suicidal thoughts. And then these hallucinations were starting during her manic episodes towards the end. And I was like, this is absolutely insane. This can't be her story. And it was a long 6 years, wasn't it, babes?
Mm-hmm.
It was a long 6 years, but
I struggled making friends. Now that I'm better, people still see me as the same Genevieve.
Mm,
Makes it harder to find friends.
yeah.
we're
Do you
working on that.
remember?
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. Do you remember that first day when you decided to run away from school? Do you remember like making that choice, or was it almost like something you felt like you had to do?
Had to do.
Yeah. Do you remember what it felt like to have some of the medications? Did they make anything a little bit better? Did they make you tired?
Worked for a little bit, then stopped. Then
Didn't
we
stop.
then we progressed, and they still kept working for just a tiny bit, and then they stopped
Wow.
working.
Wow. Okay. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about your experience that we learned about when you spent, I believe it was several weeks in some type of an
CAS?
institution.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that like?
So that was a 16-week program at the Children's Hospital here in Nova Scotia.
16. Oh,
16 weeks she was there for the bulk of the week, and then she was home with us on the weekends. And it was an intensive service program where she was there with, I think, 8 other children. Yeah, so it was a small group of children, but they worked with them on, of course, all of the different interrelationship things and try to work with them on managing their behaviors and understanding their feelings and all of those things that we were also doing at home. And we were doing parent portions of the program where they're essentially teaching us the same kinds of strategies to help her at home, which were all of the same things we were already doing. So it was just like a refresher on all the things we're doing that weren't working. And it was so frustrating for us.
And while I was there, I was the only girl. There was day kids, night kids. I was one of the night kids. Only girl. I was the only one that was the most aggressive towards the others. I was often put in the secure room where I chewed the walls. And it really hurt because they had to hold me back and hold my head with their chin. Or someone else had to come and hold my head back so I wouldn't headbutt them. Since I did that to my mom before.
Yeah.
So it was pretty hard.
That sounds very scary.
Yeah, they're all things that we're just recently starting to really talk about.
I also broke my old door, massive dents in my wall. I had a lot of rough times. I tried running away a lot. Only made it to the fire hall, which is right beside us, until I heard my parents' terrified voices. Then my mind made up my mind to go back. So I came back.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
crazy to listen to her talk about these things because it seems like so long ago. It's just like this last year, we've literally been living on a ketone high of like, I can't believe what life has come to at this point so quickly. It's like, how was that normal for us? Like, that was our everyday, constantly trying to manage her behaviors and her moods. And it was exhausting for all of us. And now it's just not. And it was such it was such a simple change for me once I understood what was going on. It was just like, well, I'm unsubscribing from all of that. Let's do this. And
I heard my blood flowing through my veins and sometimes, and I still hear my heartbeat sometimes in my ears, which makes me think I'm going into a fight or flight state, but I'm not, and I can't, since that's what I usually know when it's coming, it's not doing that, and it's doing it still, but it's hard to tell if I'm having a manic episode or just my heart's racing from running.
That's the old PTSD we call from the bipolar. Right. It's like we have these normal situations in our daily life that of course cause these different stresses and these different trigger points that we've experienced over the years. And her body and her mind, and of course everything about her becomes scared that, okay, my body's doing the things it used to do. It's about to get bigger, but it's not getting bigger on her anymore. And helping her recognize that and understand that, and talking with her through that, she's getting a lot better at figuring these things out, and not it's just not the same life anymore. She's got such a better handle on all the things. Very
Amazing.
proud of her for doing the hard work.
Good for you, Genevieve. I have one more question about kind of the harder times before I ask you a few questions about the better times and everything turning around. But I remember from my childhood, if I ever did something, if I acted up and caused grief for my parents, not only would I feel bad for doing something bad, but then I'd feel like double bad because I could feel the stress that I was causing around me with my parents. Do you recall feeling that way as well?
I didn't notice it until like days after the episode.
Got it. Yeah, that must have been really hard. Okay, let's talk about the turnaround.
But I also forget some parts of episodes, so I can't really remember all of it.
Yeah, true. Let's talk about the good stuff.
It's cold. It's cold. Sorry.
Cold hand. Okay, so let's talk about the good thing. What do you remember about maybe your mom getting a little bit excited about changing the food. Did you notice that, she was maybe throwing some foods away and bringing some new foods, or was it just like you were just eating
We
whatever?
sold $1,500 worth of groceries.
Just threw them out.
Didn't you give them to your brother?
Yeah, gave some away, threw some out. I emptied this house.
And 3 days later, I ran into my parents' room. My parents thought something was wrong. My mom woke up feeling like she was deaf. I came in there saying, all the voices in my head are gone. What do I do?
Yeah, what do I do? She's like, what? Why am I so quiet? That ketogenic diet switched her whole body into some high-powered healing, and she got some relief pretty friggin' quick.
Wow. What about like getting rid of the medications? Could you notice a difference when you started to be able to like taper down or get off of the medications?
Yes,
You were
I
feeling
did.
more?
When I woke up in the morning for school, I was feeling great until I took my medications. Then I full on blown out. So I'm like, I'm done. I just stopped taking them.
I worked with our pharmacist to get her a lower dosage that we still had on file in hopes to taper her slowly and safely in anticipation of what could happen, right? I didn't go into it blindly. I was aware of, okay, we got to stay on top of this. So I worked with the pharmacist to get some lower doses. But after a couple of days of trying that, she was feeling so rotten. She's like, Mom, I just don't want to do this anymore. And I thought, what is the absolute worst that could happen? I've watched the system fail her. They're calling me at home to ask me what I do with her at home when these episodes are happening because the strategies they're using, they're at their wits' end and they're not getting any further ahead with her than I was. Why am I going to trust her to that system anyway? So I knew I'd be able to keep her safe at home, and we just stayed on top of her and watched her behaviors. We made sure we went for nice long walks. We were doing like cold plunges. We just did all of the other metabolic therapies in anticipation of what could happen. And she was very fortunate to not have any adverse side effects when we were able to taper that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. It's great that you had that resource and somebody to talk to in case there was an issue. But I would feel the same way. Like, of course, you say you need to have a doctor to help you step down from these things. But like, I would feel the same thing that you did. Like, well, what's going to get any worse than it is right now? If we can just take these off and I can monitor her and we can deal with the situation, I would think the same thing. Genevieve, after feeling like you're getting your life back a little bit, what's been some of your favorite highlights from the last year of things you've done or people you've met or whether it be school or vacations, like what have been some of your favorite things?
Well, I went on my first camping trip in July this year, and I went to see the Cabot Trail. I'm in my classroom full time. Grade 7 is feeling like it's going by in a breeze, almost done of term 1. And we went to like this canoe thing. Hold on, let me get a picture. Where we went mudsliding.
We're able to do all of the things now. Like we're doing all the things we couldn't do.
We're being shown a picture. Is that on the beach?
That is us.
In
We
mud.
went mudsliding in the Shubenacadie River.
Oh, wow.
We are literally covered in mud. We went out tile
That's amazing.
rafting, and then this was like part of the tour. It was the wildest experience.
Huge.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I'm going to have to look that up. The photo was a little glossy, so it was a little bit hard to see that
Yeah.
everybody's covered in mud, but that looks like fun.
I'll send you a picture.
Please do. Please do. Wow. And do you
Yeah.
feel like it's like easier to socialize with people, make new friends, that kind of thing?
I'm still having trouble with the friends part, but I'm getting better at talking to people.
Good.
Because the kids still see me as gonna scream if they don't play with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I only have very few friends.
Yeah.
But those few
Definitely.
friends that she does have, I mean, that's beautiful for her to finally have those connections that she started. She's still struggling in some areas because I mean, kids will be kids and they can be mean, and she's been through a lot and they've seen her go through a lot. So she's just about at that point in her life where she's gonna be able to switch schools and get into the high school here soon, and it'll be a whole different environment. And we're just
I still have 1 more year.
no, it'll go by so fast though.
It'll go by way fast. It feels different when you're your age, but trust us, it'll go way fast. You'll be up and driving and paying bills before you know it. Um,
Yeah.
so could you
When high
imagine?
speeds, I have to go up the road to
Okay,
get to my bus. I had to walk.
good. Could you imagine yourself doing something like this, like a year ago, like sitting down and having this type of a conversation and talking about your experiences? No.
No, without my mom,
No.
So what does it feel like now? I've heard you on my friend Natalie and Robin's podcast, the Keto Biography. You guys did a wonderful job, and I've seen you guys on Metabolic Mind, and here you are sitting with us. Like, how does it feel now? You have your social media channels, and you're trying to get this message out. How does it feel to know that you're really making a difference? You're helping a lot of people out there who are going through this.
Well, my mom was just still in the three digits of followers on Metabolic. Like, what was it called?
On X. Yeah.
On X. Then when I sent her a video I made after I got home from school, and she posted it, overnight 3,000 followers. And I think
Was
it's
that
still
the
rising.
Was that the video that I first found you guys to begin with? Was that the one where you were like at the ocean and you said something like, "Oh, how can my cells not love this?" Is a different one.
Actually, this is a different one. This was just it was on the 23rd of September because that was her 1 year anniversary of us finding Dr. Palmer at the Nutrition Roundtable. So that was her 1 year ketogenic diet anniversary. And she decided that she was going to she wanted me to post, I should say, a message to thank.
Um, Casey means, Callie means, Dr. Chris Palmer, and RFK. And all the other ones. Since I forget all their names.
Yeah, she wanted to thank them for basically saving her life because ultimately that's the chain of events that happened. One press conference.
Breaking at the end because I was a little teary.
Yeah, but one press conference changed everything. It was a chain of events that came with a force to be reckoned with, and here we are.
Dr. Chris Palmer's built before he finished speaking.
Yep. I wasn't messing around. I wanted to help my little girl.
Yeah,
I came running out of my room saying, "What did he just say?" When he said bipolar was curable.
It was like full stop moment in our house. I really do think the world stopped when Chris Palmer was talking.
Dogs stopped moving.
That is one of my
That's what
favorite
I
parts
felt
of the
like.
story, where you came out of your bedroom after being like, "Wait, what? What is
What?
this?"
It took me like 2 seconds to process, and I'm like, "But it is running out of my room."
Yeah. She's like, sign me up, whatever that is, let's do it. I love it.
That's amazing. Wow, that's amazing. Genevieve, I don't want to keep you too much longer. You can stay as long as you like, of course, but is there anything else you would like us to know about either your story or about, how excited you are to live your life without having to deal with all the stuff you dealt with in the past?
Well, I used to be way behind on all my schoolwork. Now I'm right on top of it, especially in my social studies, science, ELA, healthy living, which is a pretty hard part for me since we're in the food part. I'm like,
Pretty hard to hear.
yep. And so my mom's gonna try to talk to my teacher about it to see if she can come in.
Yeah, I've had an opportunity to speak to my son's psychology class at the high school about metabolic therapies and stuff, and she's hoping that I might be able to have an opportunity to speak to her class as well.
Wow.
And I used to be able to not participate in anything. I used to hide under a chair in music class because of one song
Wow.
that we did on Boomwhackers.
What are
You're a
those?
whole different kid.
It was like
And it's like, you said it was a boom whacker?
yeah, Boomwhackers.
What is a boom whacker?
Yeah, that's what I've never heard of that.
Like it goes like dun dun dun.
Kind of like a drum or something. I'll have to look it up. I
Yeah,
had no
but you
idea.
bang it in your hand or thigh. But they're in like all different notes. Like you can like piano, for instance.
Okay.
Older people like your mom and I, we're not in touch with this kind of thing, so we really rely on you to help teach us the
This
new
is
vocabulary.
the problem with the millennial generation.
Oh man, I'm
Uh,
telling you, she's gonna rule the world someday.
absolutely.
I think I'm
Genevieve,
pretty close.
I think you're pretty close. I do have one last question for you, and it's not the first time that I've asked you. I've gotten to talk to you before. We weren't recording, we were just kind of having a nice friendly chat. And I asked you this
Yeah.
question. We talked about it with your mom last time she was on, and I absolutely loved your answer. And it's kind of around the fact that now you're in this world where everybody around you gets to do all the things and they get to eat all the things and they have the cereal and the cinnamon rolls and all the delicious treats and birthday parties in school. And you are in a position now where if you have that, your brain is going to get sick again and it's going to be really hard. And so I asked you the question, do you feel sad or jealous that you don't get to eat those things anymore?
Nope. You know what I think whenever I see it? All I think is poison. And what do you think their mental illness is? And also, if I go to a birthday party, I'm grabbing cheesecakes. I'm taking cheesecakes from Hippie Chicks.
She's found some keto treats she likes. She knows she comes prepared.
Okay, you sound really good.
And don't tell my dad, but I'm making him a pumpkin pie cheesecake.
That's very nice of you.
His birthday is right after Thanksgiving, so
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and at the time of this recording, well, to you it's just Thanksgiving. To us down here, it's Canadian Thanksgiving, but that's just this
Yeah,
weekend, correct?
yeah.
it
Awesome.
is.
Monday.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
And like today, when I looked at like my teacher, she has like national stuff every day. And today, National Mental Health Day.
It is Mental Health Day today. You're right.
And
Wow.
I tried and I was like,
It's really strange living in a world that is functioning differently than you are.
Yeah.
oh good.
Yeah, in a way it feels kind of isolating, but it also yeah, feels totally different. Well, she just stepped out, but Genevieve, thank you so very much for your story. I just like what
She's just letting the dogs out.
just Uncle Matthew.
You just say, "Are you all done? You gonna sign off here, or what's happening, kiddo?"
Nothing.
All right, you go do that, and I'll finish talking to Casey.
thank you,
I can
Genevieve.
see